at district level, like 245 crores prizes are there. It is a 3 to 4 month period is there. Gram Panchayat has to become OSR. But they do ways of funding in that they have the land, how to use it, and like that. And again, property tax or it is there, and good governance. Therefore, agri-stat, how whether are registered or not. Like that, we have taken each and everything, and livelihood sector, then SHGs and farmer producer organization, and for SHG also those who are agriculture owner, then agriculture production producer company for SHG, like that. I think with this and innovative also, they should think and they will get 5 marks. In that, I think what again our experience of why Maharashtra is in the MGP was highest because of that Santa Gadi community participation and competition among the villages. That we are doing because we have huge number of gram panchayats that there. And only last point, your point, SNG is that the panchayat only goes all are represented in panchayat. I agree with sir. SNG is SNG. It is facilitating in the panchayat. Lakpati didi कौन करेगा पंचायत?
जो OSR और वो सारी चीजों में भी लैंड यूज और उनको चलिए यहाँ पर मैं ये पिंक कलर जो है वो ओपन ग्रास लैंड है। ओपन ग्रास लैंड में कोई भी पशु चराने के लिए ले जा रहा है तो पशु के लिए फीस है और वो फीस आएगी पंचायत में। एक ये और दूसरा क्योंकि मैं कच्छ से हूँ तो कच्छ में रणोत्सव वगैरह होता है तो वो रास्ते में पड़ता है तो बहुत सारा फुटफॉल वहाँ पर है। SSG वाली जो बात किरण सर कर रहे थे तो जो कॉर्नर पर ये ब्राउन कलर है वो ब्राउन कलर वैसे गवर्नमेंट लैंड है लेकिन वहाँ पर हमने ट्री प्लांटेशन करके एक बहुत बड़ा जो है वो बनाई है जगह जहाँ पर ट्री प्लांटेशन है, बच्चों के खेलकूद के मैदान और वो सारी चीजें हैं। तो लास्ट ईयर 1,43,000 फुटफॉल वहाँ पर हुआ और इस साल मैं मानता हूँ कि मोर देन 2 लाख होगा। तो वहाँ पर जो है सोवेनियर शॉप हो गया, कैंटीन हो गया, वो सारी चीजें पंचायत ने वहाँ पर की और वहाँ से सोवेनियर शॉप और कैंटीन से भी कुछ चीजें जो है पंचायत के उसमें आएगी। बिल्कुल टैक्स वाली चीजें जो है उस दिशा में एक्सरसाइज कर ही रहे हैं लेकिन नॉन टैक्स OSR के दिशा में भी हमने जो प्रयास किया है वो ये था। और लैंड यूज की बात मैं ऑलरेडी कर चुका हूँ कि लैंड यूज जो है वो क्या है, लोगों को इस आधार पर जो है बाकी की इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी आपको करनी है तो उसका आधार यही रहेगा कि हमें कौन से जगह से पानी लेकर जाना है, कौन से जगह पर क्रॉप पैटर्न हमारा कौन सा क्लस्टर में क्या रहेगा। ये सिर्फ एक मैप नहीं है लेकिन मैप के साथ साथ एग्रीकल्चर कितना करना है, इवन कितने हॉर्स पावर की मोटर लगेगी, आपका पावर फ्लक्चुएशन हो रहा है तो कितना पानी बच रहा है या कितना खराब हो रहा है, वो सारी चीजें लोगों के साथ एक्सरसाइज करके पार्टिसिपेटरी अप्रोच से किए तो बहुत अच्छे रिजल्ट मिलने लगे। मैं मानता हूँ 1300 फार्मर्स हैं इस गांव में, 53 फार्मर्स हैं जो कहा था इस दिशा में एडॉप्ट किया है। आने वाले दिनों में ग्रेजुअली वो और आंकड़ा नंबर से वो बढ़ेगा तो इस दिशा में प्रयास किए हैं हमने। ये
we'll open for question and answers. Yes, ma'am.
My name is Alice and I represent WW Working Group on Women and Adults. My first observation is that if women hold half the skies, why don't we have one woman in the panel? One woman in the panel, you would have loved to hear their voices. There are so many interesting cases in Gujarat, in Kerala, in everywhere in India where women have been doing convergence of PRIs with land development, overall development. We could have heard their voices, it would have been so much more interesting. And of course, Kerala is exceptional. I'm from Kerala, and I know the whole story of Kerala, and it's always very interesting to listen to Kerala. But the point is that we don't learn from Kerala. So all of us think that our models are good, Gujarat model is good, Rajasthan model is good, UP model is good, but I think it's important now to see what are the good points of all these models and how we can actually effectively make PRIs a very energetic and creative hub. Because it's almost 30 years since PRI. We are going for 30 years. What I see in Gujarat, I worked 30 years in Gujarat. मैं 30 साल में काम किया है इधर. आज के दिन में भी एक सरपंच जो है, मेरी अलग होगा जैसे महिला सरपंच जो है, उसको डिसीजन मेकिंग पावर बिल्कुल नहीं है. उसके पास आप जो बोल रहे हैं कि डिसीजन मेकिंग देगा, 15 लाख रुपए देने वाले हैं केरला के जो पंचायत, इधर तो 1 लाख तो 1 रुपया देने के डिसीजन नहीं ले सकते. ये सिचुएशन है पंचायत का. हम लोग बहुत बात करते रहेंगे कि ये किया वो किया, बट एक्चुअली ग्राउंड लेवल में क्या हो गया, हैव यू एवर लुक्ड एट इट? एंड ये चीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि एक रियलिटी रिपोर्ट बनाए कि 30 years of पंचायती राज in India, what has actually happened? I think that's very important. And that unless we do that and self-reflect, it's a great institution, it's a great development, it's a great thing. But if we don't reflect on it, do we really, does Panchayat really matter? That's what I ask. And there are so many women I know who have done excellent work. I can name them, but there's nobody here. There's nobody here. And about taxation, what you're talking about, there are very, very innovative ways the Panchayat can generate taxes. I mean, it's not that Panchayat के पास ये नहीं है, but आप देखो एक गांव के प्रॉपर्टी टैक्स कितना होता है. मैं 600 रुपए देते साल भर के लिए, मैं सिटी में रहते तो 6000 रुपए देना पड़ता है. अब देख लीजिए आप कितना. ऐसा नहीं है कि पंचायत लोगों के लिए स्पेसिफिक नहीं देती, बिल्कुल देते हैं. रोड है, पानी है, गार्बेज कलेक्शन है, सब कुछ. फिर भी वो 600 रुपए कलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. Can we revamp the system to have better taxation, which is actually reflecting on what they provide and what people can actually afford to pay? ऐसा नहीं है कि लोग के पास कैपेसिटी नहीं है कि पे करने के लिए ना. तो ये सब चीजें.
Any more? We'll take 3-4 questions and then we can.
Yeah, I have this.
Take him.
Yes, my name is Pradyumna Acharya. I am from Madhya Pradesh. So I just want to bring some issues which is happening there in Madhya Pradesh, and particularly from a protected area. So we are talking about the land governance and Panchayat. So in a particular area, I am coming from the Kanha Tiger Reserve area. So basically there are 3 departments. One is Panchayat Raj, Revenue and Forest. They are the landowner. What we are noticing is that yes, there are a huge land as a Panchayat, but gradually that land is being encroached in different forms. It may be encroached by the community itself, or it is also encroached by the forest department. So now the land which was at a certain point of time, it was with the Panchayat, now it is considered as the orange area, that is the disputed land. So the Panchayat is having no land with them. So again, even there are some conflict between the Panchayat or Revenue Department or the Forest Department. Sometimes we have also noticed that the district magistrate, under some compulsions, whatever the reason may be, so she or he had to withdraw from the stand she was taking, which was applicable for that land, or bringing the land back. And once the land is going to the Forest Department area, so it is very difficult to bring it back to the Panchayat. So in this scenario, so how can we think of that Panchayat can the decision? Okay, it is a very good idea and it's one excellent example that Panchayat is having the help desk, legal help desk. And there are also examples that people are also taking initiative so that land has been removed from the encroachment. So Panchayat has, and again given it back to the Panchayat. But this is also the scenario in some part of the country where Panchayat is having no power. And Panchayat is so weak, even we compare between among these 3 departments, we see that Panchayat is the most weak department in terms of governance of the land. So if there is some example in the country or wherever you are all from, if there are any suggestion you have, so it will also help us to develop our understanding, and we can also engage the Panchayat Raj department or the Panchayat Raj institutions to bring it back and to improve the land governance in that particular area. Thank you.
Sir,
from Land Conflict Watch. I have a question for all of you as to what is the relationship between Gram Sabhas and Gram Panchayat vis-a-vis common lands, and at the end who is the actual custodian of the commons, because in law somewhere there are Panchayats are mentioned, somewhere like in LAR it's Gram Sabhas who are the authority. So what's the relationship between them and who is the actual custodian at the end?
Four questions they will be for second one.
With regards to the issue, legal issues, and there's some experiences about legal side and the need for having some institutional mechanism. What I know that there is some provision called PLPC, Public Land Protection Private District Level, and so I want to know whether there are some experiences, whether this mechanism is succeeding, or how do you really actually evolve into the Gram Panchayat level?
So we have four questions. One regarding because I know, so regarding the proxy leadership. So ministry has taken a very strong role in it. They have recognized it. There was case in Supreme Court, you would also know. It has come up with the advisory what to do, and so around that a report has been presented by the ministry. Also capacity building training, just focusing on this instead of proxy, how to make it more functional, and what kind of role need to be played. So on capacity building and training, I think many centers are playing a role in it. The ministry has formed strict guidelines that even if there is a meeting and if a male member is chairing that panchayat, the sarpanch post will be dissolved on that. And this has happened also. It's not that I'm right. I know it will take time, but ministry is taking a stand on it. So I know for this. Second, regarding the Pesa Gram Panchayat especially, there has been many case studies. We have written a case study in Betul, Madhya Pradesh, how through Gram Sabha itself, passing a resolution, they were able to establish their rights over the land and all that. So and other cases have also been taken. So what role Gram Sabha has played vis-a-vis the like Pesa Gram Sabha? There are I think 5 case studies which we have, and they have prevented land alienation in their Gram Panchayat. I can share that, but we can take other suggestion also. So we'll start from you. Then
आपका जो सवाल था कि प्रॉक्सी प्रैक्टिसेस और वो सारी चीजें हो रही है, तो वो हम भी देख रहे थे, और उस आधार पर हमारे यहाँ बालिका पंचायत की शुरुआत की है। 10 से 21 साल की लड़कियां हैं, उनकी एक पंचायत है जो मेन पंचायत जैसे काम कर रही है वैसे ही करेगी। तो इलेक्शन प्रोसेस भी होता है उनका, तो इलेक्शन प्रोसेस में जो है कैसे वोट डालना है, नॉमिनेशन कैसे करना है और वो सारी चीज़ों से, तो ये जो 10 से 21 साल की लड़कियां हैं, आने वाले दिनों में नेचुरली जब वो 18 साल की होगी तो 21 साल की होगी तब वो पंचायती राज व्यवस्था में आएगी। न सिर्फ पंचायती राज व्यवस्था में, लेकिन वो इलेक्टेड रिप्रेजेंटेटिव बनकर सामने आएगी, तब वो उसको इसी 10 से 21 साल की उम्र में वो पूरी ट्रेनिंग वगैरह दी जा रही है कि पंचायती राज कैसे चलाना है। कुछ चीज़ों में हेल्थ, एजुकेशन, विमेंस एम्पावरमेंट, एम्प्लॉयमेंट और मनोरंजन की चीज़ें, वो सारी चीज़ें वहाँ पर बालिका पंचायत के माध्यम से वो बेटियाँ कर रही है। और अनटैक्स्ड फंड कुछ पंचायतों में, सारी पंचायतों में, कुछ पंचायतों में 1 लाख तक का अनटैक्स्ड फंड दिया जा रहा है बालिका पंचायत को, ताकि वो अपने बजट से क्या क्या एक्टिविटी करनी है वो सारी चीज़ें वहाँ से सीख रही है। तो इस दिशा में हो रहा है।
Sir, we have like 5 minutes left. There is another session, so we'll wrap up soon, and then we can also take on.
So I think about Pam's question, I think you have answered. Ma'am, I know you are not satisfied with this, but ma'am, but only I will, because we all, you and we all are trying for that. In Maharashtra, we have come up with Kranti Jyoti model, soft skill training and that. Now we started in 2012. Now with this 10-15 years, I think now we have many more women sarpanch. They are independent working, but still a long way to go. We have to do more capacity building and other support system also active. Regarding this Gram Sabha, the role of Gram Sabha you asked. Now Gram Sabha today, they are involved with whatever property with them. And those whose properties are vested, those final powers are with the government, their consultation is there to the Gram Sabha. And finally, this is a platform where we can discuss and mainly custodian of ROR is revenue department. That is there. Only they can come here and they discuss, they take views, that happens.
Last, I think just that I have an observation here. We are trying to run away from basic fundamental issues. Basically, I'm a bit skeptical about the Gram Sabhas even. Even in a state like Kerala, Gram Sabha is not representing the entire cross-section of the community. And I wonder how many Adivasis, scheduled caste and the marginalized sections are represented and how much their concerns are going to be safeguarded in a Gram Sabha transaction. Unless you take into consideration the power equations which are underlying in a rural setting, there is absolutely no point in talking about consultation at all. Participation is going to be absolutely incomplete, I would say. And we have to have a political perspective about the whole process. So unless you have certain mechanisms wherein you take into consideration the concerns of the oppressed sections of the society, their voices are heard duly in Gram Sabhas, which is said to be the prime fundamental place where you can come and voice your opinion. I have certain doubts about that. See, we are also trying to fight it. We are now thinking of maybe bringing more people to the Gram Sabhas, and again, representation of women, weaker classes are very, very less. So if that is the case, I have some skepticism about the whole process. And secondly, regarding Gram Sabhas and commons, I think Gram Sabhas as such, I don't know how the transactions in the Gram Sabha are actually translated into concrete administrative actions. What sort of mechanism that do you have? Basically, if the Gram Sabha takes a decision, who is going to enact those decisions? So do you have a concrete mechanism by which a decision by the Gram Sabha could be enacted? And we have a few cases where commons are being totally governed by the local governments, and they can decide as to what to be done, where to be done, etc. etc. I don't know, I have also seen many other parts of the country, but they are not very robust mechanisms where common property. Again, the issue of power politics and power equations in society play a major role in deciding the ownership of commons and the utilization of common property resources. That's about that. And okay, that's all I think.
Sir, one question the gentleman raised was, at district level, do we have this resolution committee, land related? And are they functional? In Maharashtra, committees
See, PLPC, it is called PLPC, and what in my limited knowledge is somewhat functioning in Rajasthan. What is the?
It is also in Madhya Pradesh, but it is defunct. The High Court has given several order on that.
So in every place, I think this land issue is basically dealt by revenue, forest, etc. Local governments do not have any particular right over land issues per se. But there are certain incursions into some of the activities. That's all.
thank you. I will request Professor to come up.
I don't think there is time to sum up because we have other group coming. Yeah, and I also, but I just want to basically thank all of you for being very, very insightful, for being very open, transparent, honest, introspective. I think there is this process, Madam A is a process of introspection. I think we apologize for not in the oversight and not having a female member, but great, and thank you that you made up for it. So you participated in this. So thank you for that. आप सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. And I think with the combination of how we can strengthen the most important pillar of local governance, and how we can use that to not just stay where we are, but to grow and to become, as I said, wealth creators, and to become a very important part in the growth progress. And all of you gave very, very good examples of that. Thank you to Dr. Kiran for organizing this. Thank you to all of you for participating.
Yeah, please.
नाम कितने भी बदल गए
Nice,